In this video, we are building a 6-foot hinge joint woven wire fence and adding 2 top strands of high tensile wire to create an 8-foot tall deer fence. Step 1. Be sure to build a brace unit that is twice as long as your fence is tall. So if you're building an 8-foot tall fence, you will build a 16-foot brace unit. Braces can be built using high tensile wire for the diagonal or a gripple quick brace. Brace posts should be at least 5 to 6 inches in diameter and be at least 4 feet in the ground to avoid uplifting of the end or corner post. Brace pins are used to attach and hold the horizontal brace post in place. Leave at least 1.5 inches of the brace pin visible so that the diagonal brace wire can rest on it. High tensile diagonals should be tensioned with a strainer. Step 2. Once all line posts are in place, unroll the woven wire. Be sure the smaller graduated spaces are positioned nearest the post, so when the wire is stood up, they are on the bottom. Step 3. Cut the wire so that a full tail is exposed to terminate the fence around the end post. Stand the wire up and wrap around the end post so that the tails can reach around to the horizontal wires. There are several methods that can be used to terminate the fence. This is an example of hand knotting with a flat wire twist tool. Gripple T-clips can be used also. Step 4. Go to the opposite end of the fence and cut the wire. Be sure you leave enough excess to go around the post. Stand the wire up and terminate around the post. On this termination, we are using gripple T-clips. Hook the T-clip onto the horizontal wire, then insert the tail into the gripple. Step 5. Go to the center of the fence to tension. Begin by cutting the wire in half and then place 2 stretcher bars that fit the height of the wire. Each line wire must be secured under a wedge to tension evenly. Connect the chain grabs to the stretcher bars, one near the top and one near the bottoms, so tension is applied evenly. Start ratcheting the chains one at a time. The fence will start to tension and stand up as the tension is applied. Step 6. Once the fence is tensioned, it is spliced. Splicing can be done with gridded crimp sleeves, gripples, or even by hand tying. In this demonstration, we are using crimps and a crimp tool. Step 7. Release the chain grabs and remove the stretcher bars. Go back through and staple the woven wire to each post. Be sure the staple is in place at a slight angle to the right if using a right cut staple, and to the left if using a left cut staple. Do not drive the staple completely into the post. Leave just enough room so the wire can float in the staple. Step 9. Top wires. With the high tensile wire on a spinning jenny, pay out the wire the length of the fence. Apply 2 crimp sleeves and terminate around the end post. Once the wire is wrapped around the post, put a 45-degree bend in the tail so that when the wire comes back to meet itself, they're parallel and the crimp sleeves slide over easily. Crimp each long sleeve 3 times. Staple the wire to the end post so that the termination does not slide. Move to the opposite end post and repeat the steps so that the wire is terminated on both ends. Repeat the steps for both strands. Lastly, go to the center of the high-tensile strands and cut the wire to install the ratchet strainers, which will tension the lines. On one end, slide 2 crimp sleeves, then slide the wire through the hole in the strainer and crimp them. Insert the other end of the wire into the hole inside the strainer and use the ratchet handle tool to apply tension. Once the wire looks taut and feels tight, there is enough tension. The second strainer demonstrated here is a quick end strainer and does not require crimp sleeves. Plug the wire into the wire vise and insert the opposite end of the wire into the hole in the strainer cog. Use the handle to ratchet the strainer to apply tension. Finish by stapling the high tensile top strands to each line post, just as we did with the woven wire.